D.W. Gilmer, back for number 4 D-Dub's Weekly Gems. As you can see, I'm outside today, bringing you some inspiration and empowerment from outside. I love this time of the year. Let me first say ho, 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 Merry Christmas, because it's the holiday season, and I'm here to give y'all a couple of gifts. I know I haven't been here with you all for a couple of weeks, but I got something special for you for the holiday season. I love this time of year. It's a time for people to celebrate with their family and friends and to be happy and be merry and be cheerful. Now, I know that some of you guys out there are bummed out right now. You're bummed out because you might not have the finances that you wish you had in order to give the gifts that you would like to give to people. I'm telling you, stop tripping. Don't trip on that. It's not what the season is about. The season is about time for spending it with your family and friends and sharing good times and celebrating the fact that you're alive for another year. Now, the thing with it is just because you're in that situation this year, that's what we're going to talk about here in a second. How do you do some things differently so this time next year you're not in that same financial position? So here we go. Step 4 of the 8 steps to success. Remember, we're working off the word reloaded. I gave you the R, relationships. I gave you the E, environment. We talked about the L, you got to reload your language. The 4th step in the 8 steps to success is the O. You gotta be willing to reload your opportunities. Now listen, I know what people are saying. Well, what do you mean by opportunities? Because here's the deal. Most of us are stuck doing something that we've always done. And now it's time to change up. It's time to do something different. In order for you to have a different result, you gotta at some point do something different than you've always done. So you got to change. You know, you got to get up. You got to experience new people. You got to experience new opportunities. You got to experience new events. You got to stop being stuck at home. It's funny to me, oftentimes people call me, and when I'm talking to them and I'm mentoring and I'm counseling them, they say things to me like, I really want something different out of my life. I really want to change some things and be something different and be something more. And my first question to them always is, what are you doing to change it? Because understand, if you don't change the things that you do, you're going to always have the same results that you've always gotten. That's just the law. They call it the law of insanity. If you keep doing the same things and expect to have a different result, that's the definition. So we got to be able to do some different things. How do you change your opportunities? First thing is you got to get up off the couch. You got to stop doing the things that you do every single day. Some of you guys are getting up, you're going to work, you're coming home, and you're doing it all over again. Opportunity's not going to come knocking on your door. I know what people say all the time, you got to wait for opportunity to knock, but it's not coming to knock on your door. Listen to me. Famous Milton Berle said once, he said, if opportunity doesn't knock, at some point you got to go build your own door. So my question to you is, are you building a door? Are you doing something different so that you can create the opportunities in order for you to have success? Because I understand, success is not coming to knock on your door. You can't sit on the couch. You can't be spending more time worrying about what's going on in TV land instead of what's going on in your land. You got to be doing something different in order to have different results. That's what success is all about. Being willing to change and do something different so you can create new opportunities for yourself. Now listen, y'all know how I do. I'm not going to just give you this abstract concept and not give you the 3 keys in order for you to reload your opportunities. And this is the part I like. So the first thing, in order to reload your opportunities, it kind of goes back to what we was talking about. You got to, first of all, figure out what it is you want. Figure out what your goal and dream is, and then when you figure that part out, the first thing you got to do to reload your opportunity is you got to ask yourself, how do I recognize an opportunity? Now here's what I mean by that. Some people might say, I do different things, I meet different people, I go different places, but opportunity never seems to come my way. And I asked you that question again. How do you recognize an opportunity? Do you know if somebody was giving you something, if somebody was talking to you about a potential business opportunity, did you turn them down because you didn't recognize the opportunity? If you decided you wanted to get back in shape and somebody said, come visit and join my gym, did you turn them down down because you didn't recognize the opportunity. You got to be willing to recognize the opportunity. And that comes by first defining what's going on in your world, defining who it is you want to be, defining what your golden dream is. So when somebody comes your way and they're presenting something to you that can help you get to where you want to be, you can recognize the opportunity. That's the first part. If you can't recognize it, you can never take advantage of it. So the first part, be willing to recognize the opportunity. You got to define it. Define your golden dream. Define what it is that you want to get accomplished. That way, when people come your way and they try to give you goodness and they try to provide you with something special, you can recognize the opportunity. That's the first step to reloading your opportunity. Recognize the opportunity. The second one, in order to reload your opportunity, listen, you got to be willing to change terminals. Here's what I mean by that. We've all taken plane flights. We've all gone somewhere. One of the airports that I hate to go to the most is Atlanta Airport. Anybody that's ever been at the airport, you know that it's huge. They have all these terminals. They have all these gates that the planes are all over the place. And I was thinking about this one day because you go there because we all start with a starting point. This is where we are. You've gone to school, you've gotten your education, you figured out who you want to be, what you want to do, and you're trying to pursue something, but you get stuck. So you go get a job, and you get stuck there for a long period of time. And that's what I like to call your layover. You're sitting in your layover. But at some point, you got to be willing to change terminals in order to get on that additional plane, in order to get on that next plane, in order to get you to your level of success. So you got to be willing to change. You got to shorten up your layover and change terminals. Because listen, understand, I was in the Atlanta airport one time, and here's what happened. I'm flying, I have this layover, and I'm thinking that I'm just going to go from this gate to that gate in order to get on the plane that's going to take me where I'm trying to go. Unfortunately, the plane that I had to take was in a whole nother terminal. I had to go out of the terminal that I was in and go on the tram and go to another terminal in order to get the airplane that I needed to catch in order to go where I needed to go. So that's what I'm trying to tell you need to do. Some of you guys are stuck in that dead-end job. Some of you guys are stuck in that dead-end relationship. Some of you guys are stuck in something dead that's not going to allow you to change terminals in order to get where you want to be, in order for you to take advantage of your new opportunity. So here's what you got to do. You got to first recognize that where you are is not permanent. Let me say that again. Where you are is not permanent. It's temporary. It's a stopping point from your initial starting point and your ultimate level of success. But you got to be willing to change terminals. You got to be willing to say, okay, I recognize that I'm in a place right now where I don't necessarily want to be because I'm trying to get to my level of success. I'm trying to get to my greatness. So you got to be willing to get out of this terminal, get off of this, cut this layover short, and be able to change planes in order to reach your level of success. Y'all not hearing me? You got to be willing to change your terminal and in order to catch that plane so you can get to your level of success. That's what success is all about. So the second one is cut your layover short. Be willing to change terminals. You got to be willing to change terminals. Now, I'm not telling you that now if you got a steady paying job that you need to go to work tomorrow and tell your boss you quit. That's not what I'm saying, because your job is important to you for survival. But what I am saying is you got to take the time to do the networking. When somebody calls you and say, okay, I need you to come visit my civic organization because we're having a function, that you never know who might be in that civic organization that can help you get to your next level of success. That's changing terminals. You can't just get up, go to work, come home, sit on the couch, and expect to be able to reach your level of success. You got to be willing to change terminals. You got to be willing to experience some different things. You got to be willing to grow. You got to be able to educate yourself. You got to be willing to make sure you're surrounding yourself with different people. We already talked about that. You got to be willing to change. That's how you reload your opportunity. So the first one, again, is you got to be willing to recognize an opportunity. The second one, you got to be willing to change terminals. Cut that layover short. Let's get to your ultimate level of success. Let's be willing to change terminals. And the third one, in order for you to reload your opportunity, and I love this one, you got to be willing to pursue your greatness. You got to be willing to pursue your greatness. Like I told you already, opportunity's not going to knock. I know people say it. It's cliche-ish. You know, opportunity is not. Are you going to be prepared? But you got to be willing to pursue your greatness. And where that starts is here. It's preparedness. Are you prepared for your opportunity? Whenever I'm talking with young people, I did a function a couple of weeks ago where I talked to 15 young people, and I told them, you gotta be prepared for when you get your opportunity. Because see, understand, a lot of people get their opportunity and they're not prepared. To me, that's a sin. That's a crime. Because it's one thing to be prepared and never have the opportunity, it's another thing to have the opportunity and never be prepared. You got to be prepared for it. Stephen Covey said this. There's 5 keys to being prepared. Write these down. Proper preparation provides powerful performance. Say that again. Proper preparation provides powerful performance. Because if you're prepared when your opportunity comes, that's when you'll be ready to perform. If you're prepared when your opportunity comes, that's when you'll be ready to perform. You gotta be prepared in order for your opportunity to come and you to have the level of success that you want. Listen, let's do it again. Let's run them back. So here we go. The 3 steps to making sure you're reloading your opportunity in order for you to have the greatest level of success that you can have. First one, how do you recognize an opportunity? How do you recognize an opportunity? Do you know what you want? Do you know what your goal and dream is? Do you got it written down? I told you guys last time, you got to put a date on it. You got to put it on paper. You got to be specific. Do you know what you want? Because when people provide you and present you with something, if you can't recognize an opportunity, you're going to always be stuck in the same place that you're in now. So that's the first one. How do you recognize an opportunity? The second one, you got to be willing to change terminals. Cut that layover short. Change terminals. You got to understand that where you are right now is temporary. 2012 is going to be the best year of your life. But where you are right now is temporary. You got to be willing to change terminals. You got to be willing to cut that layover short and be able to change in order to catch that plane to your final destination. You're not in your final destination. You're in a layover. You're in a holding pattern. You're in a temporary position. Got to be willing to change terminals. Cut the layover short. And then the third one, you got to be prepared when opportunity comes. Remember what I said. It's one thing to be prepared and never have an opportunity. It's another thing to have an opportunity and never be prepared. You kick yourself for the rest of your life. If your one chance at success comes and you're not prepared for it. If your one chance to be all you were supposed to be comes and you're not prepared for it. If your one chance to be linked to somebody's greatness in order for your greatness to be propelled and you're not prepared for it, you kick yourself for the rest of your life. You kick yourself for the rest of your life. Trust me, I know. I know. And I don't want you to have those experiences. I talk to people all the time that says, I wasn't prepared when I got the opportunity to do something great because I had never practiced. I had never prepared myself. I didn't know that this opportunity was going to come. Are you prepared for greatness? You got to know greatness is coming, so you got to prepare for it. That's it. That's it. Oh, I love that. It's so simple. I'm not going to draw this one out. It's so simple. You got to be willing to reload your opportunities. That's number 4. Reload your opportunities because your opportunities will propel you to the next level of success. The 4th weekly gym. We're going into the holiday seasons. I want to wish you all a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and have a safe holiday season. And remember, like I always tell you guys, no matter what happens in the past, you can always be better. God bless.